Hey everyone, happy Monday. Welcome to our Make Money Monday live. I am Becky Lander, CEO and co-founder of Modern Direct Seller, and I am live every Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern on all of the channels to give you a money-making tip to help you grow your direct sales biz faster. So as you're joining in, let me know who's in the house, who's joining us here today. If you're hanging out with us over on Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and share this into our two groups. And I got to say, you guys, we had such a busy weekend. There was so much going on over here. It definitely felt like the kickoff to fall. We had a super fun Friday night and celebrated our anniversary. And so went to a cool dinner. And then we ended up going to a festival, which I'm going to talk a little bit about on Saturday. A kind of like a street fair type festival, Oktoberfest, and then ended up going to a concert on Saturday night. And Sunday, the kids had games. It was jam packed. There was so much going on. But I feel like that's the fourth quarter. Like it definitely felt like, all right, like let the chaos begin. There is so much going on. So if you're hanging out with us over on Facebook, like I said, I'm going to share this in our groups. We have our Modern Direct Seller Academy, our paid membership group. I see Robin's here, Pampered Chef in the house. Great to see you. And then we also have a free group over on Facebook, the Modern Direct Seller Tribe, your spot to grow your direct sales biz. So feel free to pop into those groups. I did want to mention that if you've been looking at the Academy, we have some fun things going on this week. We actually have Steph Paradiso, who is coming in to facilitate a workshop on Black Friday strategies with us tomorrow inside the Academy. And I'm throwing it back a little bit. I think the most popular training that we put out here in 2025 was something called Party Like It's 2025. And I know some of you had a chance to check that out. Oh, look at this. I got Bethany, Jody, Evelyn. Great to see you guys. Some of you checked it out earlier this year. And I just want to bring it back up again because there is some really good stuff in there. I'm going to talk a little bit about what to party like it's 2025 and the fourth quarter looks like here today. But we're going to talk a little bit about in-person events, online events, what your fourth quarter calendar looks like. It might be a mix of both. I'd love to hear in the comments, actually, what do you gravitate to? Are you more of an in-person person? Are you more of an online person? Or are you more of a hybrid where you're doing a little bit of both? Because we're going to talk about both here today. And I think, I've said this so many times before, but I'm going to say it again for people in the back, right? There are so many ways to be successful in 2025. There are so many ways to build your business. There is not one, like, this is the way. And if you do it this way, you're going to see crazy big results in your business. There are literally so many different options on how you build your business. And I think that's kind of the cool thing is that you have options. But I also know when we, go to a restaurant that gives us 5,000 options, it's kind of hard to pick and choose what we're going to eat for dinner, right? So it's the same kind of thing here is really zoning in and focusing on kind of where your superpower is, where you thrive, where you were finding the most success. Because I will say that not all sales strategies are created equal. Some are going to generate sales immediately. Some are going to be more over the long haul. So as you're building out that Q4 strategy, this is a great kind of time to look back at what you did last year, think about what you've done so far this year, what's really working for you, and then zero in on those efforts. So we're not kind of just, go in a million different directions. But I'm going to give you some options today for you to think about really around what's working right now, which I know for many of you that have been in direct sales for, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, right? A lot of you are like, yeah, things look different this year than they did in the past. So let's talk a little bit about that. So first off, just diving right into it. Let's talk in person. Okay, I see a mix of comments coming in. Online, both, hybrid. A lot of online, but do have some vendor events coming up. Love that for you. So as we're thinking about that a little bit, I would think about in-person events. If you're going to do in-person events, this is the perfect time of year because there are so many holiday events, there are festivals, there are, craft fairs, boutiques. People are in the holiday shopping mood. And while there is a whole lot of online shopping happening, people are still getting out there and doing things. Just this weekend, we went to this Oktoberfest event in our local neighborhood. And I mean, it was pretty packed. There was a lot of people there. But I also kind of got to snoop around at the different booths and the way people had things set up. And I did want to share just a couple of insights and aha moments that I had over the weekend as a shopper at a vendor event. So first off, the booths and events that I gravitated to the most had some kind of experience that they were offering, right? So it wasn't just straight buy this, buy that, a typical kind of sales booth, but there was something that you could interact with or something you could do. So some examples of that, right, might be creating a make and take. Like, what can people actually create right then and there? Or is there something people can taste or try or sample? How can you make it interactive so people aren't just looking at containers of things that you're selling, but actually getting a chance to experience them, right? I'd also think about what's going to reel people into the booth. Like, did I scan the QR code and give away my phone number so my kid had a chance to spin the wheel and grab a little, goodie that they got? Yeah, absolutely, right? Because that's what draws you into that booth. One of the last things that we did when we were at this event on Saturday is that my daughter and I stopped by a booth and we made flower crowns. It was so cute. They had all the flowers out and they let you make it. That was super fun, right? And it was a floral company. And yes, I did buy the flower crown for her and I, but I also bought these really beautiful dried flowers that are looking beautiful on my mantle, right? So think about what it is that's going to draw people in that might lead to another purchase. A couple other ones that stood out, like I'm thinking of just the booths that we stepped by and interacted with. There was a guy selling these like throwback Nintendos, and you can bet Cody stopped by and was like, "This is so cool!" Like, playing Super Mario Brothers or something like that. Did we buy some beef jerky? Because we tasted it first and it was delish. Yep, definitely did that. So as you're thinking about your event, what is it that's going to draw people in? Is there signage? Is there a spinny wheel? Is there a sample? Is there a make and take? What is it that's going to bring people in? And then what gentle reminders, maybe with your signage, can you provide to remind people that you have some great holiday gift solutions? So I've shared this stat a few times in different places, but 2/3 of shoppers are starting their holiday shopping before Black Friday. So as you're booking events, scheduling events, getting out there and connecting with people over the next month or two, don't be afraid to slap a cute little sign up next to one of your top selling products and say, "Great gift for," fill in the blank. Who are those people, right? Or when you're checking someone out when they're making a purchase, you remind them, "Do you want to grab one of these? These would make great gifts for the holidays too." Right? So you want to plant those seeds and get that conversation started. The other thing around in-person events, in-person events are tried and true, right? It doesn't matter if people are doing more online shopping, people are still definitely shopping in person. But your number one goal from those events would be to walk away with leads. And it still baffles me how many people are doing events straight for sales and not collecting contact information. So that is so, so important for you to capture that contact information right there at your in-person event. If somebody's purchasing something from you, you need their contact information. So during the checkout process, you go ahead and you just ask, "Okay, and what's your email so I can make sure to send you something related to go along with it," right? So we can keep in touch. So I can let you know about new products. So I can keep you updated when I have deals or sales or other events I'm going to be at. What's your email? What's your phone number? Easy as that, right? So make sure that you're prioritizing that. Of course, if people are just looky-loos and stopping by your event booth, you'd love for them to fill out a lead form, scan a QR code, put their contact information in. That's going to be really great too, but definitely people that are shopping with you, we want to make sure that we capture that contact information. So in-person events, make it experiential, make it fun, have something interactive, have something to draw people in. Don't forget to plant those seeds around gift giving and collecting leads. You're golden. All right. Let's shift gears to the online space, which The online space for those that have been doing a lot of online events. Things to think about, right? There are some people that are still seeing some great success with Facebook parties, right? They are not completely dead, but you got to really work at it. Right? I know Bethany's on. I was looking at her checklist of all the things she's doing to set up her events for success on Facebook. And there's a lot to it, right? So if you're going to be doing online events specifically on Facebook, you got to make sure that you have it dialed in, that you have the checklist, that you're doing the host coaching, you're doing the follow-up, you're sending the messages, you're scheduling the posts. Like, you can't cut any corners to get the results that you're looking for. So you want to be really intentional if you have those hosts and you have those online events happening. But I think what I'm seeing more so than the Facebook parties are getting a little creative about how you're connecting with people. So of course, social selling, we're having conversations, we're connecting with people. That's super important. But bringing people to an event of some sort is still going to generate sales. That group selling is still very effective, but it looks a little different than the way it has in the past. So at the start of this video, I mentioned that we did a training earlier this year. It was actually back in January, called Party Like It's 2025. And we shared 5 different strategies to really help you think differently about getting in front of new audiences and selling specifically in the online space. So I just want to throw it back to that because I feel like they're all still really relevant. And I originally started writing down some ideas of what I was going to share here today. And as I started going through it, I'm like, actually, this is everything that we had packed into that training. So if you didn't get your hands on that training, come hang out in the academy because you probably need it in your life, especially as you're approaching the 4th quarter. And if you already are in it and you have access to it, this is a great reminder to revisit that training. So strategy number 1 is really thinking of a host as a collab. So if you've been in the party scene before and you've booked parties and you have a host, I say all those kind of terminology that we use in the party plan world, I would really be thinking about asking someone if you can collab with them and then sharing out content on their platforms through them. So this could be, making a post on their wall, doing a party in a post where you have all of those posts stacked, but it's on their wall with their friends. They're tagging their people. So we're not going to create a separate Facebook group to send them to. We are collabing with them in their own space on their own platform. If they have a bigger audience over on Facebook, or on Instagram, let's go hang out over on Instagram with them and share a series of posts and content in their stories, take over their stories, right? So when we're thinking about hosts and parties, it's not a separate thing we're sending people to. We just really want to curate the content that we're giving that person that we're collabing with, and so they can share it out with their audience on their own platform. So that's one idea, collabs over hosts. Second idea is around a referral program. Now, this isn't going to give you immediate sales like tomorrow, but this is a great one to maybe even pilot and test out over the 4th quarter. So for the next 3 months, I'm launching a referral program. Here's how you can refer business to me, and here's what you're going to get when you bring me a new customer. Typically, new customers are a little bit harder to come by than repeat customers. So if we're trying to bring in new, let's incentivize other people to bring us new business. Why not, right? So I think the biggest key to success on these referral programs is people just have to know where and how to refer you business, right? So do they fill out a form? Do they send you a text message? What does that look like for them? So referral programs are going to be a great option. The third one, and I'm seeing a lot of these come up. I feel like this was a topic we talked a lot about maybe even a year or 2 ago, but scroll and shops are making a big comeback. And if you're in the academy, we have an entire toolkit on this with templates all preloaded and ready to go. But a scroll and shop is essentially sending people to a landing page. That landing page can live on Oh My High, it can live on Project Broadcast, it can live on Canva, it can live on boards, you have lots of options of where that content lives. And then essentially your followers are going to that page and they are scrolling and shopping, right? So you can really customize their experience, but they kind of get to do it at their own pace on their own time. So this is a great strategy to mix in there and layer in some text marketing to go along with it to make sure that you're having that sideline conversation because you're not getting the interaction on the landing page like you would if it was a traditional social media post. So we need to be talking to those people that whole time too. Okay, number 4 is leaning into live video. So we're live right now, right? It's so fun to have a live audience and being able to leverage this one video across multiple platforms. I think we're on YouTube and on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. Like we're in all the places right now, right? And a live video is a great way for people to see the real you. Can you demo a product? Can you share some of your favorite items in just a couple of minutes? What can you do live that's going to capture people's attention? I think we're in this like kind of trust recession right now where people are like, is that AI? Is that real? Did they chat GPT that? Is this girl legit, right? Well, live video is real hard to fake. Right? Yeah, there's some AI tools out there to do it, but really, this is real me over here, right? So you can do the same. You can connect with people through those live videos. And if you want to next level it and reach new audiences, let's think about other platforms that you can show up on to reach new audiences. I'm doing a little bit of a TikTok challenge to myself lately where I opened up a brand new TikTok account and I'm working to grow that account organically. But when we're thinking about live video, can you do this in partnership with someone else? We talked about collabs. Can you collab with someone? So your live video is showing up in both places, on their feed for their followers and on your feed for your followers, and you're cross-promoting each other. So thinking about live video is another tool with a very clear call to action. To get your free sample, fill out this form. For your skincare analysis, fill out this quiz. To learn more about this product, click here. You got to make sure that your caption is super, super clear so people know exactly what to do next. Okay, last but not least, Bethany's over on TikTok too. Come find me. Okay, number 5 is a text or a messenger party. So for those of you that are like, social media, you're dead to me right now. I want to connect with my clients outside of social. Leveraging text like Project Broadcast is a great tool to do that. You can essentially connect with your clients there whenever you really want to, right? And you can run a party through text messages. So people can opt into it. You can send them the content, drip it out. I would say no more than 48 hours. Nobody really wants to be in a 48-hour, like getting blasted with messages. But you can say, hey, we're kicking off Q4 together on Thursday and Friday. I'm going to send 8 texts over 48 hours, and you're going to have the opportunity to get access to some exclusive deals. Do you want in on it? Text me this keyword, apply that keyword, make sure that they're getting those texts stripped out over those 2 days. And of course, the call to action is to shop. So that would be another great way. You can do that with a host, without a host, to open up new networks. But we got to switch things up. Things have to look a little bit different. The other idea that is not in the Party Like It's 2025, but I did want to mention out, is really just thinking about collabs and getting yourself in front of new audiences. So one of my most favorite things that have come from, I think it actually came out of Academy VIP, was a Polar Express train where rather than setting up a multi-vendor event and bringing a bunch of new people into a new group, you're essentially going to each direct seller's group and creating connections with their followers in their group. And you find 3, 4, 5 other people you want to align with, you pop into each group and you connect with them. I've also seen a version of this done over email or done over landing pages. So you can kind of switch it up and try things different. But I would say, especially this year, the way the algorithm's serving up content, I would just make sure to leverage all your channels. I love using ScentShare to do this, but being able to show up and, like I said, over on TikTok and over on Instagram and we're on YouTube because we're capturing people and meeting them wherever they're at to support them and connect with them. So as you're thinking about rocking the fourth quarter, those are some ideas for you, whether you're more of an in-person or an online person. Come hang out with us, plan out your Black Friday strategies with Steph and I tomorrow inside the Academy. Party Like It's 2025 is in the Academy. And we also have a brand new free training, a collaboration with Oh My High and ScentShare that I've linked to in the caption as well, all around getting seen and getting sales. And it talks about how you can leverage social media to capture leads and convert those leads into paying customers. So this whole idea around content, capture, and convert. So definitely check out that training. Totally free. It's a 3-part video series that I've recorded. And there's a little gift at the end. I won't spoil it, but definitely go take a peek at it. It was great to see you guys today. Thank you for showing up with me here live this Monday. If you found this video valuable, please click the share button, share it with your biz besties, share it on your feed. I would be so grateful. And I will see you guys back here next Monday for another Make Money Monday. All right. Bye, everyone. Have a great day today.